Assalamu alaikum everyone and a very warm welcome. Miss Aisha, are you there? Yes, Miss Aisha, you can take start now. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us online today. I hope you are all doing well. My name is Aisha Batul and I am serving as the Director of Event Management at Venyas. On behalf of our team, I would like to sincerely thank you for taking the time to join this Erasmus Scholarship Guidance session. We understand that applying for international fully funded programs like Erasmus can feel overwhelming, especially when it comes to choosing the right program, preparing documents, and understanding the mobility structure. The purpose of today's session is to simplify this process and provide you with clear, practical, and experience based guidance. We are honored to have with us Mr. Kashif Ali, an Erasmus Mundus scholar who has successfully navigated this journey. He completed his bachelor degree in plant breeding and genetics from the University of Agriculture, Faisalabad, and is currently pursuing his master's under Danube Agri-Food Management, Erasmus. Mr. Kashif has completed his first mobility semester at the Hungarian University of Agriculture and Life Sciences in Hungary and is now continuing his second mobility at the University of Zagreb, Croatia. His experience across multiple European universities gives him valuable insights into both academic and cultural dimensions of Erasmus program. During this session, he will share his personal journey, application strategy, common mistakes to avoid, practical tips for standing out as strong applicant. I encourage everyone to stay engaged, take notes, and feel free to save your questions for the QA segment at the end. Before we begin, I would like to thank our organizing team and all participants for being a part of today's session. Your presence reflects your ambition and commitment to international education. Without further delay, I would now like to invite Mr. Kashif Ali to take the floor. Thank you, and I wish you all a very informative and inspiring session.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for your kind words. And my name is Kashif Ali. I did my bachelor from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad, and currently I am pursuing my master's in Danube Agri-Food Management program. So, in today's session, we will try to figure out like what things we have to do and on which things we have to be like very careful. So, uh, can you please do the next slide? Okay, this is about me as the host mentioned. जो मैंने अपना बैचलर है वो सॉरी कैन यू कम टू द प्रीवियस ओके थैंक यू सो बैचलर मेरा एग्रीकल्चर बैकग्राउंड से है और उसमें मैंने जो मेजर था वो प्लांट ब्रीडिंग एंड जेनेटिक्स में था लेकिन मीनवाइल जो मैंने ड्यूरिंग माय बैचलर मैंने 2 साल जो है वो एक हमारे यहाँ रिसर्च लैब थी वहाँ पे काम किया जो हमारी सुपरवाइज़र हैं मैम रिजवाना मकबूल उनके अंडर और वहाँ से मुझे काफ़ी कुछ सीखने को मिला स्पेशली जो स्कॉलरशिप की मुझे मोटिवेशन थी वो वहाँ से ही मिली क्योंकि वो बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे थे और मेरे जो सुपरवाइज़र थी वो ऑलरेडी मतलब बाहर से स्टडी करके आई थी सो शी लाइक सपोर्टेड इन एवरीथिंग देन मेरी इंटर्नशिप जो है वो ऑयल रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट फैसलाबाद से है और करंटली जो है मैंने 1 साल अपना जो है हंगेरियन यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर एंड लाइफ साइंसेज में कंप्लीट किया है, और अभी जो है मैं अभी अपनी सेकंड ईयर मोबिलिटी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ जागरेब में हूँ, और वहाँ पे जो मेरा थीसिस टॉपिक है वो कार्बन एमिशन पे है बेसिकली, और हम लाइक डिफरेंट जो वीट कल्टीवार्स हैं उनमें जो है उसकी कार्बन एमिशन वो हम डिटेक्ट कर रहे हैं। दिस वाज द पार्ट ऑफ माय इंट्रोडक्शन, वी विल मूव फॉरवर्ड। सो सबसे पहले मैं बात करना चाहूँगा कि इरास्मस मंदस स्कॉलरशिप बेसिकली है क्या, ठीक है, इसका इंट्रोडक्शन क्या है और इसका मकसद क्या है। बेसिकली एक यूरोपियन यूनियन जो है उनका ये प्रोग्राम है और उन्हीं की तरफ से ये फंडेड होता है, और इसका मकसद ये है कि लाइक एक डिफरेंट इन्वायरमेंट से स्टूडेंट्स को मतलब वो अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ प्रोवाइड करते हैं कि वो यहाँ का एक्सपोजर लेके और चीज़ों को लर्न करके जो है अपने जो एरियाज़ हैं वहाँ पे जाके वो बेहतर तरीके से सर्व कर सकें। इसमें भी तकरीबन ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड सब कंट्रीज से स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं, तो इससे आपको एक जोग्राफिकली भी सीखने को मिलता है। लाइक बात का तो होता है कि जैसे अभी हम करंटली कोई इशू फेस कर रहे हैं किसी भी डिपार्टमेंट में, लेकिन वही जो इशू है वो हमारे जो क्लास फेलो हैं उनकी कंट्री में वो ऑलरेडी मतलब हुआ था और उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से टैकल किया, ठीक है। तो इससे हमें एक एक्सपोजर मिलता है कि हम उनसे वो सीख सकते हैं। सो विच इज़ लाइक अ गुड थिंग अबाउट द एरास्मस मंडस, बिकॉज इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा डाइवर्सिटी होती है और तकरीबन ऑल अराउंड वर्ल्ड से यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं। सो नेक्स्ट प्लीज। यस, सो वाई एरास्मस स्कॉलरशिप। दो मेजर चीज़ें हैं इसमें, एक तो ये इसमें मतलब जैसे फुली फंडेड स्कॉलरशिप जो होता है उसमें मोस्टली प्रोग्राम्स में जो है वो 1000 यूरो तक पर मंथ जो है वो स्टाइपेंड होता है, प्लस जो है आपकी जो स्टडी है वो फ्री होती है। मीनवाइल आपको जो आपका मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस है वो भी जो है वो ईयू जो है वो प्रोवाइड करती है। और जिन प्रोग्राम्स में लाइक 1000 स्कॉलरशिप होता है पर मंथ, उनमें जो है एडिशनल जो आपको ट्रैवल एक्सपेंस दिए जाते हैं, उनकी जो है वो मतलब डिफरेंट होती है हर प्रोग्राम में। नॉर्मली वो अराउंड लाइक 3500 के अराउंड होते हैं, और कुछ प्रोग्राम ऐसे भी हैं इरास्मस में जहाँ पे जो है वो पर मंथ जो है वो 1400 जो है ना यूरो पर मंथ दिया जाता है, लेकिन इन प्रोग्राम्स में जो है वो आपको ट्रैवल जो अलाउंस है वो नहीं मिलता। और सेकेंडली कुछ प्रोग्राम इसमें ऐसे होंगे कि उसमें आपका फर्स्ट ईयर जो है वो एक कंट्री में होगा और सेकेंड ईयर जो है वो दूसरी कंट्री में होगा, लेकिन वहीं पे कुछ प्रोग्राम्स ऐसे भी हैं जिसमें आपको जो है चारों जो आपके सेमेस्टर हैं तो वो आपको डिफरेंट कंट्रीज़ में होंगे। तो ये वेरी करता है कि आप किस प्रोग्राम में अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, ठीक है।
Hello,
तो
Mr. Kashif. Sorry to
हम्म
interrupt you. We have international participant in this session, and
ah
can you speak in
sure,
English with participants?
sure, sorry, I did not know
Okay.
this, so I will try to be in English.
Okay.
So the thing is like I was talking about why we apply for the Erasmus scholarship. The main thing is like it provide your funds related to like your living expense, which can be in some programs it can be like around 1000 euro per month with some travel allowances, and in some programs it would be like around 1400 euro. And the other thing is like they have different mobilities in different programs. Some have like only two mobilities. In this case, like you have to complete your first year in one country, in one university, and the second year will be in the second university. But in some programs, every semester you have to change your university and your country as well. And the best part is like most of the universities which are involved in these Erasmus programs, they are the best universities of their country. For example, if some university or one or two university from like Germany, they are involved in this program, they are like the best ones from the Germany. Similar is the case like all other countries. And it also provide opportunity for the cultural exchange, like the people they came from all around the world, so they can interact and they can share their experiences and they can learn from them. As previously I was mentioning, like if any country was facing any problem related to, for example, climate change or something like this, so because its effects in different countries in different time spans. So if a country like already has like solution for that problem, we can learn fastly from them. Similar is the case happened sometime like when, for example, there is a pest which is like in USA or in other countries, and it, for example, its attacks on like Asia, but it was never before there. So we can learn like what they did to cope up with this problem, so we can learn in this case fastly. So the thing is, the Erasmus program, it provides like a cultural exchange, and based on like it has very diverse people from all around the world. And the best thing in this case is it's provide fast visa and document processing, because it's, as I mentioned, it's EU funded program, so embassies process your like applications for the visa and everything very fastly. Next slide, please. So what sort of scholarships are involved in Erasmus Mundus? There are like almost three different types of scholarships. I added the fourth one as well, but the first one is the Erasmus fully funded scholarship. As I mentioned, most of the scholarships programs in the Erasmus Mundus, they provide the fully funded scholarship, which cover your like study and your medical insurance and plus stipend as well. But there are some programs which provide the fully funded scholarships as well as consortium scholarship. So what is this consortium scholarship? It's basically those scholarships in which they provide you study free and medical insurance, but they didn't provide your living expenses, which the student have to manage themselves. And then in this case, like if someone is studying on, or this is usually called like tuition fee waived. If someone is enrolled as a tuition fee waived, he can apply for the external funding agencies. There are few agencies in the European Union, and even some companies which provide funding as a, like third party. If you like already got the position, you can apply those external fundings as well. And then there is like Erasmus Mundus as a self-funded students. In some programs, you can like study as a self-financed students as well. Next slide, please. So let's come to the point. What, how we can know like we are eligible for the scholarship? First of all, there are like only few documents which are required to apply for those mostly scholarships. They are almost same. First of all, there is like CV, which is called like curriculum vitae, and then certificate of degrees, your transcripts, and then language course, which usually mostly they prefer IELTS, and but you can apply on like on language proficiency certificate as well. We will discuss them as well. And then proof of residence, recommendation letters, and declaration on honor. First of all, like in CV, you have to make it on Europass. We will discuss in detail as well. And but on the certificate of degree, sometimes like in few programs you can apply if you are on your like on the last semester of your degree program, you can apply on those programs. But there are like some programs where they clearly mentioned the applicant should have like complete degree before the application for the scholarship. So you can check on the website like either they required a complete degree, or you can apply while studying in your like last year. And for the transcript of records, same, like if you are applying if you are completed the degree, then it's like it's straightforward, you can like provide the whole your degrees transcripts. But if you are applying like as a like if you are in the seventh semester or the eighth semester, you have to like provide the transcript up to the semesters you have already completed, and you have to provide the hope certificate, which you can get from your administration office. You can ask them like, here is my record. And in the hope certificate, what they mention like based on your previous record, they guaranteed it like you will pass out the degree program successfully. So in this case, you can apply for those programs as well. And as far as IELTS is concerns, like mostly programs they clearly mentioned they required IELTS, but in few programs they didn't mention anything. Like they say like you have to be, if you are like from the country where you have studied all your education in English, you can provide English proficiency certificate. But let me honest here, uh, if you are like having IELTS with good score, it would improve your application as well. So I would suggest, if you can afford and you have time, you should do IELTS as well, because it's like an international certificate. Like you have such knowledge of that language. Otherwise, you can apply on the language proficiency certificate as well. And I know like one of my friend, he got selected on the basis of the language proficiency certificate. Even I know there was like one program, implant, my bachelor fellow, she selected on the basis of the proficiency of English language certificate. But she later required the IELTS test as well because of her second year mobility, because those this university, it was requiring that IELTS. So the thing is like it depends on programs, but if it is not even mentioned on the program like it is required, it will be helpful if you have, it will improve your chances of selection as well. And the proof of residence, but students make mistake in this, they upload the domicile document as a proof of residence. But you don't have to like upload that document. You have to get a document, a proof of residence. You can make your own template as well, and you can even get your from the union council, like signed by union councillor or chairman. So it can be fine, but it should be one more important thing regarding the proof of residence, the date should be mentioned on the document. Otherwise it will not be acceptable, because the proof of residence will be that certificate which will be valid up to 6 months. So in this case, whenever you are getting this document, you have to mention the date as well. So be careful about this thing. And then recommendation letters, mostly there are like two the recommendation letters which are required for the most of the programs, but only there are, I guess, only few programs which required three as well. And we will discuss them in detail. And then declaration and honor, it's basically a certificate which will you download from the website of that program. And in this case you have to sign it, like it's basically a declaration, I am applying for this. So if you got selected, you will join this program, but you have to provide it. And be careful, you will provide the latest one, because I remember like when I was applying on the implant program, and I mistakenly, like, because I applied for that program previously as well. So what happened, like, I already had that document in my like computer, and I just print it and signed it and upload it. And then I got rejection based on my document mistake. And I was like, I uploaded all the documents very precisely, it can't be happen. Then I emailed the coordinator of that program, like I think like I uploaded all the documents very carefully and they are good. So why this rejection like came because of documents? And one more thing, like if you are getting rejection very early, this should definitely because of your missing document, or something wrong with your documents. So then she told me like you uploaded the previous one, declaration of honor certificate, and they change maybe in one line, maybe one word or two words, and the next year they change it. And this was the like bad example of getting rejection because of only a minor change. So you have to be very careful in this declaration of honor certificate as well. Next please. Okay, the thing is like sometimes the students who are very new uh, on this process, they might find difficult like how we can find the programs, where we have to look, where we can find the details, and where is the like application form. So we will figure out this. Next, please. Okay, this is basically Erasmus Mundus catalog. In this catalog, all Erasmus programs are available. And if you search on your Google, I already provided the link here. So if you search on the simply Google the Erasmus Mundus catalog, there will be details of the all programs on one website. What you have to only do, you have to just screen the website by putting your keywords. You can put like agriculture, for example. If someone is from engineering, he can put engineering. And even you can like scroll through all the programs by scrolling as well, because they are currently, I guess it's around 300 or something. Like they usually change with the time. So in this case, like you can select the programs which you want to apply. And one more thing I would like to mention here, sometimes what we see, like this program aligns perfectly or not, the students, they are already remain confused about this. The thing is, like it's in every program, it's not like if someone did like his bachelor or her bachelor in biology or in botany, it doesn't mean he have to stick to that topic only. He she can like apply for the uh, any breeding programs on the crops, on the forestry. So it he the person who is applying for the Erasmus scholarship, he should be broadened in this case, because mostly programs you will find here, they are linked to their bachelor degree, but they will not be exactly what you have already did and what in this program. And even I can observe, like in my session, there are like around, we were around 14 students, and almost everyone is from different background. I was in plant breeding, one student is from agronomy, and the other student is from biology, one student is from like from the economics as well. And there are like two students, they are from animal biotechnology. So one is from the animal husbandry. So the thing is, like every session and every program, they select the people from the different background. And we usually skip the program based on this, like it's not perfectly aligned my like a bachelor or my research. So should not be choosy in this. If something found you interesting, you can apply on it, because in European countries or in the advanced countries, they don't care what you already did. The main thing is you what you want to do, and how you justify it, that's matter. Like if you even switch your field, for example, one was doing in, like for example for me, if I was doing in plant breeding and genetics, I was like from the genetics background, but I was doing in plants. If I want to move to the animals, I can switch. And the Europeans and these countries, they are like open in this case. They appreciate this thing, like you want to learn something new. So don't restrict yourself. You can apply as much as many you can programs you can apply. So sometimes, like when we were applying, we heard this thing like we can only apply up to like three programs. This is not the case. You can apply as maximum as you can in different programs, like 10, 15, 1, 2. But the thing is, the main thing when you are applying for any program, you have to be did not neglect the quality of the application. Because if you are applying too many programs, you will not have enough time to make your documents according to the program's requirement. So this is the only thing you have to be careful. Otherwise, you can apply as many programs as you want. Next, please. These are few programs which are like related to the agriculture. The first one is like plant health. Then there is like plant, sustainable forest and nature management. And you can see like there are different programs. It is the next one is related to the soil science. The next one is the mine programs, which is related to the food science and agriculture as well. And as I mentioned, like there are different students from the different background, even from economics as well. And then agriculture, food, environment, forest and nature management, soil. Next, please. So you can see like there is never mentioned like there is any program in which they clearly mention which bachelor degree they are required. In some programs they usually mention like you have to be some sort of creditors from a specific point of view. For example, if it's related to the biology, they will mention like you have to at least like 16 credit hours related to that topic, or 10 credit hours. So sometimes they mention in this way, otherwise there is no restriction, you can apply on any program. Next slide please. So you can see these are like related to the agriculture programs, and there are I guess more than like 15 or 20 programs. So when you scroll down the catalog, you can find the all the programs and which are like related to your interests, you can apply on them. Next slide please. So let's talk about the main document which is like very key to this scholarship application. This is like letter of motivation, and I think mostly students they have like almost similar documents. What make the difference is the letter of motivation, and for me the letter of recommendation as well, because these two documents you have to narrate your story, like why you want to apply for this program, why they consider your application rather than the other students application. So this document play a key role in this whole process. So you have to like mention your curricular activities, extracurricular activities, and the one major mistake usually students make, they write the letter of motivation in like one day, or just they are sitting for the letter of motivation and they write it like for 30 minutes or 1 hour. The thing is, what I have learned through this process, whenever you write something related to your motivation, and you are like, for example, your plan for this motivation letter, if I was writing once, then if you have to go through this same document after like 1 hour or 2 hour, you definitely find the mistakes. You will find like, okay, this line is good but I can improve this. And but if you are writing like sitting at a point and you are improving the same letter for the whole day, it will not worth it, because when you are sitting to write that document, you are in phase of mind where it has like a limited boundary, you cannot go beyond that boundary. So I would always like highly recommend, whenever you write the letter, you just take the rest for like almost 1 hour or maybe half hour, just go around and then come back and see the document again, and you will definitely find the points where you can improve. So this is the way you have to like structure your letter of motivation, and you have to write it. And then when you already like did it like twice or thrice or many times, then you can send it to the best thing, whenever you write like letter of motivation, you want to review it, the best is to review it from the scholar of that program, because that person knows what program is like offering, and what they are requiring, and what they are actually doing. So I will highly recommend, like whenever you want to review your motivation letter or documents or your application, you should contact that person, and you can ask for them to review it. And one major mistake in this whole process students make, they contact the concerned person on the very near of the deadline, because as you know, everyone is busy in their project, he might have like some other task to do. So you should always like provide a gap for that person, so that he can take time to review your document. Because for example, there are almost like 1000 students who are applying for the same program, and if only like 15 students are requesting to review their document, so he have like much to do. So you have to write it before the deadline, and to send to the reviewer so that he can time to review it and you can modify it accordingly again and again, so that at the end you have the like best of the letter of motivation. But you can if you trust your friends, you can review them, because if for example I have different state of mind on a prospect or anything, like something related to the, for example, there is a story you have already written it, but if you like show this story to another person, he can like give a new idea to you, like you can write in this way as well. So you can review from your friends, but be careful, like in this case, if the person is also applying for the same program, you might have like problem of copying, and which will not be good, because if you are copying someone's letter of motivation, you both will got rejection, because it's like on the application they already screen it through a system. So most of the document which have like this kind of error, they will automatically reject it. And then as I mentioned, keep writing on daily basis, you have to write it again and again. In this case, like you will be able to make a good letter of motivation. Next please. Let's talk about what is letter of motivation. We found the way we have, how we have to write it, but what we have to write it we will figure out now. Mostly in Erasmus programs, there are like question based motivation letters in which sometimes they ask like three questions, sometimes there will be four questions, and they will ask like why you have chosen this master degree, and then they will ask what impact this program will have on your career and in the country from you are coming, and what will be like opportunity you will get from this program. So these are the like main things on which you have to like emphasize it, on which you have to like build your story, and you have to narrate them why they will select you. For example, if they are asking like why have you chosen this master degree, so you have to clear in your mind like what's the main reason of this program. What I guess, let me mention one thing, like in letter of motivation and these documents, every scholar will have like different point of views, and you can agree or disagree on these point of views, because everyone has different experience, and that's why everyone's letter of motivation will be different, and their story will be different, and this is the unique thing which will be able you to be like select for this program. That's why they are asking for your letter of motivation. Otherwise everyone will be mentioning like I did this, the program is providing this, so I am considering myself to be applicable for this program. But uh, for me this is not the like a good way to write a letter of motivation. The thing is, there is one point. You for example, if there is a program which is offering, if I put myself in this example, like my bachelor was from the plant breeding and genetics, and the program where I have already selected, it's not related to the plant breeding, it's more related to the food science, and it's more related to the sustainable agriculture. So what was my story was like I want to put my breeding techniques to be able to make the agriculture more sustainable, and you have to write it what you already have achieved. Like for example, if I already learned some things already, like in my bachelor or in my like previous experiences, and the program is offering something new, you have to make a connection with it. Like I know these things, and the program is offering those stuffs, but after doing this program stuff, I will be able to do this. So this connection is more important for me, because if you are like just writing the, it's aligning your program from your bachelor or your previous experience, it does not will be helpful for you. You have to make your story in like what you are already like have learned, and what you want to learn from the program, and what will you do like after this program, how it gonna be helpful for you. And these are the mostly questions which are like asking for the programs, so you have to narrate them like this. But we will see more about like how we can structure, which things we can mention to make our letter of motivation more strong and worthy. Next slide, please. So here are the most important things which we can put into our letter of motivation to make it worthy and unique. As I mentioned, it's the more important part of your scholarship document, because you have to structure it for the every program. So for this, you have to visit the program website. Usually they mention on it like what's the goal of that program. Some of the programs, they are related to the industry. They want it to people who are like coming to that program. They make them able to go just after the program to the industry, and they can serve there. And if I am a student at writing in this program letter of motivation, like I will be doing phd after just completing that program, it's a contrary to the program's goal. So you have to see like why this program is organized and what is their goal, and you have to be aligned that thing as well. And if this program, as I mentioned, it's related to the industry, you have to mention it like after completing this program I can serve in these areas. So this one thing you have to like careful, what is the main goal of that program. And the second thing is you have to see the universities involved in the mobility. And in this case, what is the common mistake is, we there are like in my program there are like almost like 7 countries, and in which there are like major like Hungary, Austria, Croatia, Slovakia, Romania, Serbia, and Czech Republic as well. So I think most of the students, they put their second year mobility to the uh, Austria, because it has like good we can say like it has like good universities as well. But the problem is like if someone student like is related to the food science, and for the food science the best universities in my program was like it the one of the best is the Slovakian university, University of Slovakia, Nitra. So if he's mentioning like I will be gonna for my second year to the like Austria or somewhere else, it will be like contrary your application. So you have to search which are the universities involved in this program, and what are the courses they are offering in that program. For example, if you visit the program where I am studying, they have clearly mentioned the courses as well for the each university. And you can figure out this like if the university, as I mentioned in my program, there are like two different aspects, the food science and the sustainable agriculture. And each second year university has different courses. Some are related to the agriculture and some are related to the food science. So in your programs it will be same. That's why they have the different universities, because they know we are hiring students from the different backgrounds, and they will require the different like research interests as well. So that's why they involved many universities, so that they can accommodate in this way. So you have to scroll down all the universities mobility and their courses, what they are offering. If you did not find this on the university website, you can ask, as I mentioned, to the scholar of that person. You can go on LinkedIn, search about that program, you will find the people easily. And you can contact on the LinkedIn like which are the courses they are offering in this university which you want to mention. So you will know like either you should mention this or not. The main reason why I'm mentioning and emphasizing on this is because when you will be in the process of selection, both the universities panels from the first year university and the second year universities, they decide together either they want to select this student or not. Because I know from my program, mostly the students, they are selected by their second year universities, because what they are already mentioned for the second year mobilities, those people they decide which student they want. Because in my program the thesis research will be in the second year universities. So that's why the mobility selection is very very important in this application process. So you have to very careful check all the details and which one suits more your interest. You have to select those mobility carefully, and when you already like got selected, then you have to narrate your motivation letter according to that mobility. For example, if you are selected like for as a sustainable agriculture as a major, and you select the university related to that major, you have to emphasize on those points which our university is offering. You have to mention those points more carefully and emphasize keywords, and you can even mention the professor's name from that university which are doing good research, and you can find it easily from the website or from your like already a scholar. So these are the like key points. You have to go through these points while writing your motivation letter, so you will be clear while writing your letter as well. And as it's clearly mentioned, you have to design your letter of motivation according to the host university and country as well. So these are the main points which you have to be careful while writing to your motivation letter. And the important thing, as I mentioned, you have to make story. And one more thing, there are some students who already did their masters or doing their masters in Pakistan, and how they gonna deal with this letter of motivation. For me, I think if someone is applying for the like Erasmus Mundus, and he or she is in his first year of the master's degree, then I would recommend don't mention your master's degree. Just apply based on your bachelor. But if you already like completed 1 year and you are in the second year of your master's degree, you if you wanna mention your master's program, it will not be like uh, have negative effect on your application. Rather, it will boost your application, but you have to justify why you need the second masters. You have to like clarify those points. In this case, you can mention like I already learned these things from this master's degree, but this program is offering something new for me. So before going to, for example, for PhD, I want more grip on this subject or on those areas to go in detail for the PhD program. So it will have like a positive impact rather negative. So you, if you are in the second year, you should mention it, but if you are in your first year, you should not mention it. Next slide, please. Then the other most important thing is letter of recommendation, and I think most of the students, they don't put efforts in this document, and it is I guess for me it is more important than your like letter of motivation, because the letter of motivation, you are writing your story and your emotions, but in recommendation letters, the someone is writing for you because he is recommending you for any program or any position. So this document has like more worth as well. So, and in this process, what usually happens in our countries, when you go to the supervisor or professor for the recommendation letters, and even some students usually complain about it, like their teachers and professors, they don't give recommendation letters. The thing is, as I mentioned, it's quite important document. The someone is guaranteed you as a good student or as a good like uh, good worker as well. So you should have a good relation with it. Like either you already worked with him or her in her lab or in any research project, or you were studying from him as well. So these things, like if a person or a professor know you personally, he will write a good recommendation letter. Otherwise, what usually happens, the teachers, they say like students, you can write the letter and we will just sign it. But for that, I would not recommend, like it's, for me it's like useless. Because if a person is just writing simple sentence, the person is hardworking, he is regular, he is good in studies, those sentence it will be, if there are like 1,000 students they are applying, you will find those sentence on everywhere. So it it will not like improve your application. For me, the thing is, when you are or professor is writing for you, or he asks for you to write on behalf of himself, you have to make it personalized. And if you are like only mentioning your one good personality, or like if you are good in like study or in research, if he is mentioning only one quality, that's enough. But it should be personalized. He should explain it with the example. For example, if someone is like good in asking questions, or in his intellectual questions, or he like take interest in the new topics, so he should have to mention it like, once there was a class and I was teaching this, and he asked this question, which was like surprising for me because he was thinking beyond his limits, beyond the topic. So this is the point, like it should be personalized. It should not be like he just narrating he is hardworking, he is enthusiastic. These are the words which will you find on everyone's document. So this is the main thing. And to get the recommendation letter, uh, I would suggest you have to be connect with the professors while you were studying. As I mentioned, in my experience, I was working say volunteer in research lab, and it was nothing part of my degree. It was just an volunteer work and additional research work. So in this case, what happened, like my supervisor, as I mentioned, is Vana Makbul. She gave me a very good recommendation letter in which she clearly mentioned the things which I did in my lab. So those were the like personalized one. So uh, be careful, and in this thing, like it should be more personalized rather than in general. And also, I would suggest whenever you're applying for uh, a new program, you should have the scholarship name on that recommendation letter, so that it should be like clearly mentioned the person who is giving the recommendation letter, he is giving that letter to the specific scholarship. It should not be journal. Like sometimes professors do this, like they provide a journal scholarship recommendation letter, and you can upload it on anywhere. But I would suggest it's better if you have the specific ones. And then, as I already mentioned, if you are mentioning only one quality, that's enough. But it should be like more realistic and personalized. And that's why don't write like too long recommendation letters. It will not worth it. And that's, as I already mentioned, it should be realistic as well. And you have to write those things which the professor already experienced with you. Next slide, please. Okay, let's talk more about this. You can like get the help from the AI and Chat GPT, but you can't depend on them. Like for example, if you have like story in your mind, but you did not get the idea how you narrate it, you can take help from the Chat GPT and those modern techniques, so that you can have the words and how you wanna narrate them. You can take help, but it should not be like this. You just copy from them and you just paste it, because even we are like simple persons. We can just, by seeing the document, we can say like this is the write it by AI. Because mostly students, they send their documents to review, especially like motivation letter and those. We can even see from the wording it is written by the AI. So it, especially for the recommendation letters, you have to more careful, because it is the document which is written by your professor. Sorry. Sorry for interruption. Actually, I was mentioning that you have to be more careful about the letter of recommendations, because the people who are analyzing your application, they are thinking that this document is written by your professor, not by you. And if the person is like just copy paste from the chat gpt, and they will think like, if the professor is not able to write the recommendation letter, and he's taking help from the chat gpt, which will not be sounds good. So you have to be more careful about the letter of recommendation in terms of using those resources. Next, please. And some few questions related to the recommendation letters. Some people ask that the rank of the professor does matter or not. For me, I think it does matter, because mostly the supervisors or professors, they are actively involved in research. They have good connection and reputation with the university's professor from all around the world, because everyone is actively participating in the research. And if, for example, if a university already have contact with the same professor, or with the same university from you are getting this recommendation letter, he will definitely gonna like have edge to that student, because he know the person personally, and he will like appreciate and believe on him. So, and mostly the people who have the high ranks, they are active in research as well. So that's why if you are like asking for the recommendation letter from the uh, as a professor rank or from associate professor, it will have a difference. But let me clear one thing, as I mentioned earlier. If, for example, if I work with a PhD student, not with any like supervisor or professors, I can even take recommendation letter from him or her, because I worked with him. If he's willing to give me a recommendation letter, he can give. And if I am like taking a recommendation letter from a professor, and he's giving a journal recommendation letter based on like he's hardworking and those stuff, for me the recommendation letter from the PhD student is more worthy as compared to the professor rank professor or a supervisor. Because in this recommendation letter, he's not mentioning those things which he already like explore with you. So for me this thing is very important. But yes, the rank does matter. So if you are getting from the associate professor or from the professor, it's better rather than a PhD. But the main thing is, if you already worked with someone, it's better to get from him or her rather than go for rank. So these are the things which you have to be careful while getting the recommendation letter. And I think these are the most important things which you have to be careful. And as I mentioned in the letter of motivation, if you want to review a document, you have to be earlier in the case of recommendation letter as well, because mostly professors, they usually sorry for interruption. As I was mentioning, mostly professors, they have busy schedule, and even some programs, uh, they you have to just provide the details of the professor, and the professor will get an email, and he have to write on behalf on the like on the recommendation letter. There will be like few questions, and he have to write. And if a applicant is applying on the deadline, the professor will not get enough time to write the recommendation letter of that person, and if the document is missing, you will got rejected. So when you are like you are start your application very early, around like at least 1 month before, and it doesn't matter like you have to submit it once. You can just save the application, and you can like put the details of the professor you want recommendation letters, and he will get enough time to write for you, and even you can have time to remind him or her. So in this case, it's better to apply earlier, and also give some space and time for your professor from whom you are getting the recommendation letter, so that he can provide it for all your scholarships and on time as well. So this is the like most important things regarding the motivation letters and the recommendation letters. Next, please. The next thing is CV. For me, CV is very far country to country as well, and person to person as well. For example, like if a person has so many experiences related to research, and he want to narrate them all, and he has other like co-curricular activities, some like seminars and workshops, and then in this case, if he is writing a CV, for example, if he write everything, his CV on the Europass will be on like 6 pages. But for me, for a student, the 6 pages CV, of course, it will not be like good. So for that person, he has to cut off his things. He have to decide which things are the most important for him and for that program, and he had to decide it. For example, if I'm applying for a program which is related to like research or something like this, or for example for the industry, and I have the experience from the industry, from the research, and from the teaching as well, for example. So, and I have like so many experiences, so uh, I would like skip that my teaching experience. Either it is like for 2 years or 3 years, it doesn't matter, because it's not worth for this program. So that's why you have to be careful while you are like creating your CV. And in the alternate scenario, if a person don't have so much experiences, and he's quite new in the like in his career, he's just graduating from the university, so he have to mention all the things he has. He has like, for example, in his school or in his college, he did some he win some contest, he win some scholarships, or he participated somewhere. He can mention everything because he don't have more stuff to write. So that's why for the CV, it's very person to person. Sorry for interruption again and again. Actually, my throat is like so. So we were there like it already like vary from country to country. Like for example, the countries USA, England, they require usually short CVs. They recommend it, but in mostly in Erasmus programs, they require full-fledged CV. So in this case, you can mention all your stuff. And what is the most important thing in this case? What I did, I can show my CV if I'm like able to do it. Uh, Miss Aisha, can you? Uh, can I show my screen?
Yes, Mr. Kashif, you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Is it visible?
No, not right now.
Uh-huh.
And now you can share. Let's start.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Not
Yes,
yet.
it's working. Yes.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you. So here is my CV, which I used to use it for the for the applications. In it's like clearly mentioned. You just have only your name, your phone number. In some cases, even I would not recommend to write it as well. I used it for the job where I was applying. The main thing, it should include your email address, your LinkedIn ID, and your work address where you are currently working. And then you have to write a short paragraph about you. What are your main interests, and what your main thought about your future plans. And then you can write your education, your master's degree, your bachelor. And I would not recommend to write your higher school or high school grades and those stuffs. It's enough if you are writing your bachelor. And in my case, because I have a lot of experiences, so I make it short. I didn't mention the courses or main research projects which I did in this program or uh, in this degree. So if you don't have so much things, you can mention the main courses of that program to make it good length to enough to be presentable as well. And you can mention even the short research projects you did with your maybe in your lab or somewhere some professor they they give some small projects to do it. You can mention those as well. And then in work experience or in internship experiences, what I recommend, you have to make two bullet points with maximum 2 to 3 lines, in which you have to mention what you did and what was the outcome of your action. This impact can be on your career or in the organization you were working or for the society, or you learn something new. So you have to mention clearly what you did and what you got as impact of your action. So it doesn't I did this. It will not make sense. You have to mention the impact of your action as well. Mm, for example, I mentioned here I manage the rice hybrid seed production, planting, harvesting, and those stuffs. And what was the impact? Which was I learned the industry regulations and how to maintain the high quality standards of the seeds. So you have to mention the output of your action as well. And there, for the one experience, I would recommend two. 2 point bullet points will be enough, and one bullet point can span 2 to 3 lines. And this is the main thing. Then you can write your conferences, and it's a Europass CV. Then skill set, and there are some online courses, workshops, conferences which were main. And I already did almost more than 20 conferences, but I didn't mention everything here. And then memberships, your social workspace, awards. And the thing which I was wanna talk about, you can, if you have many certificates and conferences and recommendation letters, you can make a PDF and upload on your Google Drive, and you can place the link here. So in this case, you have to mention only those conferences or seminars on those stuffs which are related to the program. But you can add the others in this link as well. So if someone is interested, he can see your other documents as well. Next slide, please, Hafsa.
Please let me confirm slides are visible.
Uh, Not yet.
Okay, please give me a second. I will reshare the screen again.
Sure. If there is a problem, even I can share the slide.
Actually, I am sharing, but I don't know why it's not being visible.
Mhm.
Mr. Kashif, you can share if it's possible because I am
Okay,
sharing, but it's not being visible.
let me try. Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So as I show you like how I structure my CV. So based on these points, like you can make your CV from the Europass, and mostly the templates it will be automatically created by the Europass, but you can modify a little bit on that template as well according to your requirements. But as I already mentioned, uh, everyone's CV will be like have different rules to structure that CV based on what he or she have. And one more thing, but usually mostly programs, not in all programs, but most of the programs they required the signature at the end of their CV. And usually we don't have the habit of this when while we are making the CV, we don't put signature. But I would suggest to write a signature at the end of the CV document as well. And even in some programs where they have the essay type letter of motivation, in which uh, I just forgot to mention that thing. I will come again on this point. On those letter of motivation, you should write the signature as well at the end. I will highly recommend this. And for the recommendation letter, one more thing is you have to put it on the university letterhead, which is most important. And usually professors have this letter, so they provide on it as well. And this is all about the CV. And the one more thing which I was forget to mention about the letter of recommendations, we discussed about the letter of motivations which are based on the like different questionnaires. There were like 3 to 4 questions. But there are some programs they provide they required a essay type question. And in these programs, sorry. So in those programs, you have to make an essay type like letter of recommendation. But in that essay, it also include those same questions. Why are you applying for that program? And what impact will that program have on your like career? And what impact you will create after doing that program on your region or your country on those stuffs. So you will address those questions, but not in separately, but in the one document. That was the thing related to the letter of motivation, which I forgot to mention. And then how can you make your CV more strong? These are the like few available and free tools where you can improve uh, your CV. Like you can do some courses from Coursera, EDX, and Bite Size Bio. It provide really good seminars and webinars, and sometimes they provide an online virtual sessions as well. So these are the helpful sources to improve your CV. But I would highly recommend to do internships if you have like time or you are still doing your bachelor. Do some additional internships aligned with your like courses and your degree. And these experiences like they are quite impactful in your application, I would say, because whenever I see mostly applicants they got selected, they usually have like experience, or as I already mentioned, they have already their masters, and they have like more advantage in the application process as compared to the person who don't have such experiences and he is like freshly graduate. But you can apply like, and one more thing, like when you are applying, you have to be like very make your mind like you will apply on all programs, and you will continue this process until you got selected. So don't make you like a narrow or a boundary line, to create boundary line like I will not apply in this program or in these countries. I would suggest apply as many programs as you can, and try to learn those skills which are important in the next era, and especially like data science and those stuff, and you can learn from these resources. And one more thing I would like to talk about, as a person who is as a self-financed in Erasmus Mundus. As already mentioned, in the fully funded, the program covers each and everything, your living expenses, and even your like tuition fees and your medical uh, insurance as well. But there are, as I mentioned, some programs which provide this self-funded Erasmus Mundus. So in this case, what might be constraints? What are the benefits? I will just summarize it in few words. Like, what are the major constraints? Is like if you are applying or you are joining a program as a self-finance student, the fee is quite high. It's like 9,000 euro per year, which is you cannot do it by your like part-time jobs and those stuffs. Even if I would say like you will be able to do it, then what's the purpose of joining this program if you are all time working uh, in like to earn your livelihood and to pay your fees? then you will not have enough time to cope up with the program's requirement. And because in most of the Erasmus programs, they are quite hectic and they have like good quality of education and assignments, presentations. So if you are not doing all those stuffs, then for me there is no purpose to join this program. The only benefit is, for me, it's like you will get the visa process and those stuffs quite fast, and you will have the tag of Erasmus. But to be honest, it doesn't matter. The main thing is what you did, what you learned. Those stuffs are more important rather than just tag. So, but there are few options you can explore. As I already mentioned, there are some agencies which provide scholarships to the self-funded students and the students who are on tuition fee waived status. And on the students who are like on tuition fee waived status, they can somehow manage their expenses as well, because for the living expense, it will not like so hard to manage it by doing like 2 to 3 days part-time jobs on a week. So it can be manageable, but I would highly recommend to go the opportunities which are like on fully funded after your selection. And yeah, this is uh, like quite summary of this self-financed or as a tuition fee student. And that's it from my side. I try to make it like more easy, and the thing which are like already not mentioned by the other scholars, because I took many like online sessions, and for me these are the most important things which we have to be careful and which we can exploit to make our application uh, the chances higher for the selection as well. So thank you so much for your participation, and thank you for the Vitanova organization for organizing this session and giving me the opportunity to put my efforts in this process, because when we were applying we were getting information from our seniors and from the scholars, and which was quite helpful. I hope it will be helpful for you guys as well. And I would, in the last, I would like say best of luck to everyone, and do your best and hope for best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kashif, for joining us, and we really appreciate your time. As everyone can understand, when we go abroad and time schedules are very tough, and still he join us and give us time to guide students passionate, those have uh, dream to get scholarship, international scholarship toward European side, to get quality education and research opportunities further. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate, from the Vitanova International Alliance for Sciences. And right now, if anyone have any question, you can write in chat box. Our host will read out the question. We will read out important question that are really helpful for other everyone. So, Miss Aisha, Miss Hafsa, over to you. Thank you so much.
Actually, there are some questions from Mr. Kash in the chat from the participants. So, should I read for you, or you can read by yourself, Mr. Kashif?
uh, I'm not able to see those comments or those questions.
Kindly
Actually,
read
right
Let
out
me.
now,
or yeah, kindly read out or click on the question. It will appear on screen. Yeah.
okay, sure, sir.
Yeah, I guess. Yes.
Just select important question, so that we can wind up in early. Important question. Those are very useful
Uh,
for everyone. Yeah.
Sorry, now I can, I guess, see the questions. The question is, can we use ChatGPT to help with the four questions that are asked in the application? As I already recommend, we can get idea how we can structure our story. But the thing is, if everyone is writing from the ChatGPT, it will answering almost in similar context. So it will not be unique or make you able to have some impact on the persons or on the panel. So in the letter of motivation, you have your own story because everyone has different background and in different research areas as well, and even different research interests. So you have to build up your story based on your narrative. For example, I took agriculture by my choice because I did my like I did my FSC in like pre-engineering, and I went to the engineering university, but I didn't like it. Then I chose agriculture because I realized like it's more near to me because I was from the rural background and I can see what is going on. So I narrate this thing in my letter of motivation as well. So it's the thing is, this is the example, like it should be your personal uh, thing which you want to narrate. It's not like just you have to just align those your bachelor or your program. It's more related to yourself as well. I hope I'm able to answer your question. And then the next question, by the proof of residence, does it mean domicile? As I already mentioned, and in case of Pakistan, usually students provide upload domicile. It's not the proof of residence. You have to get a document, and even if someone didn't find it, there is a Facebook group, scholarship network. You can find it in the document section, the uh, template of that document. It's a simple document, just you have to get signed from the Union Council. And now even Union Councils, they have the template for the proof of residence as well. So you can get from there as well. So it doesn't matter. But the domicile, it would not work. And do we have to apply for the IELTS before applying to the scholarship, or after visa application for this would be best? I would suggest if you want to do IELTS, then it should be before your application because it will have weightage in your application as well. Because I can remember in my program, it was clearly mentioned that the English language proficiency, they will like it will be like around 25% weightage in your selection criteria. So if you have like a certificate from international, for example, IELTS, of course it will have the edge in your application. So I would suggest to do it as before your application. The incident which I mentioned about my bachelor fellow, it was just in case she was so talented, she just got selected based on the uh, proof of like English language certificate. But the the purpose of the mentioning that example was that even there are some universities they would not accept you still. That's why she had to do IELTS after her selection. So it's better to do it before so that you can get advantage as well. And for exchange programs, the IELTS will not required. It's for the if it is like for the first only one semester, and if you are enrolled in a European country and you are asking about the like Erasmus exchange program, for one semester it will not require the IELTS because you are already studying in a European country. The declaration of honor document, it's available on the website of that program. Everyone's like if you are going through the application process, it will be there. You just have to download it and the sign it. That's it. This is the like declaration of honor document. You don't have to write it or something like this. You have to just download it and sign it and upload it again. How many courses we can apply? As I mentioned, we can apply as many as we can.
Doctor, there is a question. What is the
Mm-hmm.
scope of postdoc? There, your Doctor, there is a
Sorry.
question.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Mursa. How is the scope of the postdoc there? What will be the key securing the position? Do you have any idea about it? For the postdoc, I would say like uh, if you are asking about the scope, like of course it's a postdoc degree if you have scope. But the thing is, how you can get that if it's related to the like there are research groups in every research institutes and even in universities, and you have to get acceptance letter directly from the professor for the postdoc. It's not related to the you have to apply for any other organization or through a process like Erasmus or those organizations. It's directly related to the lab or a research group. But one more thing regarding the postdoc, I would say China is offering some good packages and good opportunities related to the postdoc. If research experience is not that much, what should we add to our CV? As I mentioned, if we don't have like some so many like research background or we have don't have like experiences, you can mention your extracurricular activities and your small projects as well. Okay, there is a question related to the CGPA and publication and conferences. To be honest, in terms of publication, they don't ask for it, like because they don't expect a publication from a bachelor student or even from a master student as well. So it will not like have so much impact on the application, I would say, because it's quite hard for a bachelor student to get a publication. So, but for the CGPA, I would say it does matter. But I have seen a lot of examples. Those people like they didn't have good CGPA, but still they got selected as well. And but there are some programs, as I mentioned, there is one program Implant. In this program, they did not mention about the CGPA. They ask a certificate. Sorry. Actually, in this program, they ask for a certificate in which it is mentioned that you are from the top 10 students from your class. So, in this program, they asked for it. But usually, it doesn't mention on the websites, and they consider each and everything from your profile, not just only CGPA. Mursa, if you find something interesting, you can show as well. If a student is a graduate in 2025 and applying in 2027, it will not reduce his chances. It doesn't matter. The gap doesn't matter in like Erasmus. If you are doing something productive, you can apply. It's not important. You have to cover the gap or those stuffs. Even I forgot one thing related to the CV. When you are mentioning your experiences, you can just mention the month and the year. But when you are mentioning the seminars and certificates and those stuffs, you don't need to put the date for them, like when you did this. It doesn't matter. You just have to mention the course's name or the seminar's name or workshops. That's enough. Don't have you have to provide the date, exact dates when you did it. Publication, I already addressed it, and if I reject it, how many chances to apply for Erasmus? You can apply as many times as you can. It doesn't matter. Recently, I done my BS, but I don't have much knowledge about lab. Now, can I apply for this? Yes, there are like many students. They were fresh and they got selected for the Erasmus scholarship as well. So you can apply. We can apply for PhD in Erasmus. No, Erasmus is for only for the master's scholarship. It will not cover the PhD and those stuff. And okay, someone want to show me like how we can find the program. I will show you at the end by sharing my screen as well, like how we can find the program and all the details. Uh, the thing is, there is a question if someone did a degree in different field and but he worked in a different other industry, he should mention the that experience or not. I would say it depends. Like if you already have similar experience related to your field, then you will not you should not like mention those experience which are not relevant. But if you don't have any other, then still it's a proof of your. It's not just only the relevant things you learn in the industry. You learn the process and how you will work in a team in an industry scenario. These things also matters, so you can mention those stuffs as well which are not related to your field, but still it is something like which will be valuable for your application as well. There is one question related to the implant, like it is for the self-funded students only for the 2026-28. Actually, the problem is most in the mostly Erasmus programs, they have funded for a specific time period. Some programs they have like for the 4 years contract, for the 5 years. Some have like for the 2 years, and after that they have to apply for the again. And what is basically it's not only one body who's managing all these programs. Every program has different persons who are handling those programs, and they apply because it's a project basically. They won that project from the EU for the funding, and they are getting funding from the EU and they are giving funding to you. And in this case they have to make report the output of that program, and then they submit it again to the EU and they get funding for the next years as well. So sometimes it happens like Amplant is a very good program in terms of agriculture, but they apply for again for the funding. So sometimes for the 1 or 2 year they don't have fundings. So you have to check it before applying. It is clearly mentioned on their website. Either they have the funding or not. Uh, Program related to the designer, as I already mentioned, you can find all the programs related to you on the Erasmus Mundus catalog. So I can't recommend anyone because I'm not from that background. So you have to see it. Like, for example, if you are scrolling the catalog, and you find like almost like 10 programs which are, you find it's something related to you, then you can screen out from them as well. Like, you can see what they are requiring, what you are you eligible for that program based on the requirements, and then you can apply on those programs. This is the simplest way.
Sir,
Is
kindly
6.5 or
10 minutes
sorry?
more. We have
Sure.
10 minutes left. Kindly conclude the question answer session.
Okay, this is, I guess, last question I am able to see. Is like, is 6.5 or 7 bands IELTS is enough? I would say mostly the programs, its requirements is like 6.5. But if a person has like 7, 7.5, 8, it will improve their chances of selection. Like 6.5 is, you are just making to be eligible to apply for that program. But if you are getting like 7.5, it's add up to our application. It will be plus point rather than just fulfilling the requirement. That's it.
Okay. Right now, I think we have to go towards screen sharing, so that we can show the, yeah, how to find program.
Okay, let me show you then.
Further, yeah, yeah. Further questions, we will share email, and student
Yeah.
then ask questions there. Yeah.
Even you can find me on LinkedIn, and you can connect on the LinkedIn and you can ask questions there.
Yeah,
I will
sure.
try to answer
We
all
will,
your
yeah,
questions.
we will share the LinkedIn account as well there.
Mm, uh, is my screen is visible?
We have to
Yes, now it's
conclude. Streaming is just going to end. We have to wind up within minutes. Yeah.
Sure. So here is, as I mentioned, it's a link, and if you click on it, it will open like Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Program. Or if you wanna just go to the on the catalog, you can just
Mr.
write here like,
Sorry for inconvenience. Screen is not showing. Mr. Mansoor, kindly on board the video.
is it visible now?
Mr.
yes, the screen is visible on my side, Mr. Kashif.
Should I proceed?
Yes, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you. So we can just write Erasmus Mundus catalog. It's there. And here it is like Erasmus Mundus catalog 2026. You can find here. And even here is the website. Here it is like search and the course catalog. If you click on this, you will be here in this website which I showed you, and there are like here are the all the programs which are related to this, and you can screen them by putting the keywords country, universities, field of study. For example, I put it agriculture and then search it. So here are the programs related to agriculture. Erasmus and the joint in cutting edge technologies, plant health, soils and global change. And this one is mine, the new agri food management. And if you put here like, mm, for example, electrical, or let's see, I just put like electrical and it is showing the different results like microelectronics, cybersecurity and assurance, security reliability. So the thing is, you just have to put the keywords and it will show you the all the programs. And there are only like 202 programs, and you can just scroll down by scrolling as well, and whichever like choose looks interesting for you, you can just mark it. And for example, let me show you the website of a specific program. If you put like agriculture, and this one is a my program, if you click on this, it will directly take you to the website of that program, and it is like Danube Agri Food Management Programs website, and you can find all the details like the program, the curriculum, first year universities. There are like two universities in first year, and there are like five universities in the second year. For example, here is the like second year universities. This is my university, and you will find the courses. These are the compulsory courses. These are the electives. Then you can click on how to apply. It will show you everything what you need to apply, application criteria, documents required, each and everything. It's all everything is mentioned on the website, and then they already provide the selection procedure, how many are the available seats, and like for the 16 for the fully funded, 5 for the tuition fee waived, and all those stuffs. It's already mentioned here. And then schedule timeline, when will they evaluate your application, when there will be interviews. And for example, here is the like interview. They already mentioned everything what they will like consider in your interview. So the thing is, you have to went through your program's website so that you can know each and everything, what are their goals and what are your requirements, and what you have to do to apply for them. And here it's like clearly mentioned why these programs and what is the purpose of this program. Each and everything is mentioned on the website. It is same for the every program. Yes, Murtaza. Yeah, this is the process, how you can find the program and how you can get the information. And I guess that's all from my side. If you have questions, you can ask uh, through my LinkedIn as well. And thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kashif, for such an insightful session and being here for till the end of the session and taking each question. Thank you so much once again. So, guys, now we are going to end our session, and uh, so thank you so much, participants, for being here till the end. So, thank you so much.